During our first read, okay, I'm going to read the passage out loud. As you listen and as you read along, I want you to circle any words that are unfamiliar to you. Okay? So I'm going to read it out loud, and as we read, you are going to circle any terms that are unfamiliar to you. Microalgae for fuel production. Can green goo solve our energy and climate problems? Scientists and investors are promoting the potential of some of the smallest, oiliest critters on Earth as a solution to our energy problems. Although the humble organisms look like green goo, some species of microalgae are over 50% oil. Scientists say microalgae are the most efficient organisms at converting sunlight to energy. In fact, they beat other oil crops for production per acre, hands down. 70% of this oil can be recovered by pressing the algae. Over 90% can be recovered by solvent extraction. The resulting oil can be used for heating, for electricity generation, or for making other fuels like biodiesel. After the oil is removed, the remaining material can be used as animal feed or soil amendment. The Germans are even looking into using it for construction material. In this way, we sequester that carbon indefinitely, says Dr. Klaus Müller. Some scientists are bubbling emissions from coal-burning power plants through algae-filled tanks to remove carbon dioxide. Proponents claim that microalgae can be used to capture nutrients from animal feedlot waste lagoons and sewage treatment plants. Because they grow only in the top inch of water, the algae might even be grown in rooftop pools someday. But are microalgae really all they're cracked up to be? Like other monoculture crops, they may be susceptible to widespread damage from disease. At this time, I'd like for you to turn and work with your partner to share any words that you circled and to see if you can determine their meaning from context clues. So you're working with a person sitting next to you, your elbow partner. Share the words that you circled that were unfamiliar to you and see if you can determine their meaning utilizing context clues. Go.
You said algae? Biodiesel is like probably like I don't know, like oil.
Making this like
Isn't like microalgae some kind of like algae to keep it so small? What are proponents? They like the proponents some like some people. It can be and this way we sequester. I guess that's a guess. Miss Wagner, isn't sequester like a guess or something like hypothesis?
In this way, we rule out.
So we're agreeing with it.
We destroy it. I think we destroy it.
Look at what they're talking about. So they may be like, it says after the oil is removed, the remaining material can be used again. Or can be used for construction. In this way, we sequester the carbon. Yes, very good.
Okay. We done.
Okay, pause your conversations in 3, 2, 1, 0. So I heard really awesome conversations about some of the terms in here, utilizing the context clues, which is great, absolutely not. So I'm going to define a few terms for you. What I suggest is that you jot these terms down either in the margin, okay? So the first term is microalgae. Microalgae is microscopic algae. Okay? Right? So a little bit more to give you some context. They can be found in freshwater and marine water systems. They are unicellular species, which they can exist either individually in chains or in groups. And their sizes can range from just a few micrometers to a few hundreds of micrometers. Okay. So key ideas: they're microscopic, they're unicellular, and they can exist in multiple forms, either individually in chains or in groups. Okay, so that's with microalgae. A soil amendment. Soil amendment is any material added to a soil to improve its properties. Question.
¿Dónde está?
What is that?
Where is it?
Where is soil amendment? Good question. Soil amendment is in the second paragraph, in the middle. It says, after oil is removed, the remaining material can be used as animal feed or soil amendment. So here's the definition. Soil amendment is any material added to a soil to improve its physical properties. Any material added to a soil to improve its physical properties. So when we look back at that sentence, essentially now it's saying after the oil is removed, the remaining material, so remaining biological material can be used to either feed animals or to do what to soil? Improve soil. Yes, very good. Okay. Next word, and I heard conversations about this word. Sequester. Who was able to identify or come up with a term? Yes.
To isolate or hide away.
Very good.
I like that.
Very good. To isolate or to hide away, to recapture, to take back, to continue, right? So we're going to utilize it. Okay?
Yeah. That dictionary brain you have over there, sir.
That's what he was doing. Okay.
Of course not.
So sequester, to isolate, to hide away, to sort of like, to take. All right? Feedlot. Feedlot was in the third paragraph, second line. Proponents claim that microalgae can be used to capture nutrients from animal feedlot waste lagoons. A feedlot is an area or a building where livestock are fed and fattened up. So an area or building where livestock, it's an example of livestock. Cattle, chickens, yes, very good. That's where they're fed, okay, in the feedlot.
You look like a cafeteria now.
Yes, good analogy. Okay. Nice. And the final term, monoculture. Mono is the prefix mono means one. Good. So monoculture is the cultivation of a single crop in a given area. Okay. So a monoculture is the cultivation. So we're growing one crop in one area. Imagine just a field of strawberries.
There's a field of corn.
That would be a what? Monoculture. Thank you. Right? One single crop there's a lot of conversation. One single crop in a given area. Okay, make sense? Are there any other terms that we want to share out or discuss or confer as a class or definition? Any other terms I missed?
Proponents.
Proponents, this is a good one. I heard conversation about this. The raise hand, what does proponents mean?
Like the parts.
The parts? That sounds like components.
I was close.
Very close, okay?
People.
What's different there is the prefix. Think about that prefix, pro.
Things that like help.
Pro means for.
For.
So if you're a proponent for something, you're a
Supporter.
supporter. You're for that. So let's find that term, proponents. Proponent claim, so people who are
For it.
for what?
Claims.
Who are for what? Production of what? Microalgae. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Proponents claim, so supporters of microalgae claim, and then you got their claims there, okay? Very good. Now, this next time,
There's a next one.
yeah, no, that's what I want you to do. I want you to look at paragraph 1. I want you to look at the sentence that says scientists say microalgae are the most efficient organisms. Underline that sentence. Scientists say microalgae are the most efficient organisms at converting sunlight to energy. Okay? Here's the question. I want you to reread paragraph 1 and examine the chart. And I want you to be able to tell me how does the chart, the table support that claim that you just underlined. So reread paragraph 1 with your partner. Examine the chart. How does the chart support the claim that you just underlined? Go.
Scientists that fix their
Okay, pause your conversations in 3, 2, 1, 0. Responses. Volunteers to share. Cindy.
The chart supports the claim because, as it says on there, the microalgae has 10,000 while the rest aren't even in the thousands yet. So it's showing that microalgae has more gallons of oil per acre than the rest.
So microalgae can produce 10,000 gallons of oil per acre per
Thanks, y'all.
year. As compared to, what are these other things? How would we?
Plants.
They're plants.
They look like
So there are other types of what?
organisms.
Organisms, crops, or
Synthesizers.
bio
Fuel.
fuel. Good.
Fuel.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is your last read. Question.
What is rapeseed?
Rapeseed? Oh, that's a good question. It's a type of seed. I'd have to look up the specifics.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Today's car riders are Shakur Timmons, you're our car rider. Shakur Timmons, you're our car rider. And Angelina Cole, you're our car rider. Angelina Cole, you're our car rider.
Put a plus.
Classes will be here tomorrow, February 20th, and Monday, February 23rd,
And a
during all the
negative
lunches to
next to
pay for
anything
senior
that's
stuff.
a disadvantage.
Athletes that
plus
participate in spring
and a
sports
negative.
must